1300 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Asif Hanif. First, the headlines. Minister for Information and Broadcasting says the government firmly believes in freedom of expression as fundamental and democratic right of all citizens. Foreign Minister has reached London on a 3-day official visit to take forward the process of consultation and collaboration between the two sides. National Security Advisor says India is perpetuating state terrorism in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and fomenting subversive activities from Afghanistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian authorities are going to start again their brutal crackdown by conducting more raids on the Jamaat-e-Islami leadership. And now the news in detail. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain says the government completely believes in freedom of expression as it is fundamental and democratic right of all citizens. Congratulating the elected office bearers of Hazara Journalists Association, he said a strong, independent and active media is imperative to strengthen democracy and promote democratic values. He said the government is taking all possible steps for protection of rights of journalists and media workers. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has reached London on a 3-day official visit today. Besides interacting with members of Pakistani community and British parliamentarians, the Foreign Minister will have broad-based discussions with his British counterpart Liz Truss. The Foreign Minister also interacts with the media. Earlier this month, former Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab visited Pakistan to hold consultations on bilateral relations and regional matters. The visit by the Foreign Minister will take forward the process of close consultation and collaboration between the two sides. Afghanistan has welcomed the decision of Pakistan to exempt fresh fruit exports from Afghanistan from the 17% sales tax. In a tweet, spokesperson of Afghan Ministry of Foreign Affairs Abdul Kahar Balkhi said, "We hope that all countries, including the United States and international organizations, will continue to establish and enhance ties with the Afghan government and provide humanitarian assistance to Afghan people." Advisor to the Prime Minister on National Security Dr. Moeed Yusuf says India is perpetuating state terrorism in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In his reaction to the speech delivered by Indian Prime Minister at the United Nations General Assembly, he said India is also involved in fomenting terrorism from Afghanistan, but the world is not addressing these issues. He said the dossier issued by the government of Pakistan contains details on vast range of incidents and atrocities which have left over 100,000 children orphaned by the Indian forces in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to the evidence presented in the dossier, India is operating training camps in Gulmarg, Raipur, Jodhpur, Chakarta and Anakpur. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian authorities, continuing their brutal crackdown, are going to conduct more raids on the second-rank cadre of Jamaat-e-Islami. According to Kashmir Media Service, the infamous Indian National Investigation Agency is going to raid different locations next week, as it has done earlier on August 8th and raided as many as 56 locations in 14 districts of the territory on residences, premises and other locations of GI leaders and activists. The President of National Conference, Farooq Abdullah, has urged India to hold dialogue with the Taliban. In a media interview in New Delhi, he said India has invested billions in Afghanistan in previous regime, hence there is no harm in engaging with the new Taliban regime in the war-torn country. The National Conference chief also urged the Indian government to initiate dialogue with farmers who have protesting against the 3 farm laws since November last year at the borders of Indian capital and frame new laws for the agriculture sector with inputs from farmers. In Germany, polling for the elections of lower house of the parliament, the Bundestag, is being held today. Some 60.4 million Germans over the age of 18 are eligible to cast their vote to elect 598 members of the parliament. In the United States, at least 3 people have been killed and several other injured when a train derailed in the state of Montana. In the National T20 Cup in Rawalpindi, 2 matches will be played today. In the first match, Balochistan will take on Southern Punjab at 3 p.m. Central Punjab will face Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in the second encounter of the day at 7:30 p.m. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch the live video streaming of our news bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan.